All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Mason High School and to the 2026 OMEA District 13 High School Honor Band Concert. My name is Andrew Desmond, and this year it has been my distinct pleasure to serve as one of the coordinators for the 9th grade honor band that you see seated here in front of you. Before I welcome their conductor to the stage, if you would please take this moment to make sure your cell phone is silenced. This year, our conductor is Mr. Jonathan Raymond. He is currently the director of bands at Jackson Middle School in Grove City, Ohio, in the Columbus area. His bands have earned distinction throughout the state for their high level of performance, and we've been very happy to have him here in our side of the state to work with these fine young men and women you see in front of you. Without any further ado, would you please join me in welcoming the 2026 9th grade honor band and their conductor, Mr. Jonathan Raymond.
Good afternoon. My name is Jonathan Raymond, and it's been my distinct pleasure to lead this fantastic group of young people that are sitting in front of the stage. You're looking at them. These students have prepared about 20 minutes of music, which is a little more material than a traditional concert cycle, and we have done that in 9 hours of rehearsal. These students who are part of band programs in 4 different counties have come together, they've had to come together, learn to trust each other, and work as a team to accomplish what you are hearing today. It takes intelligent, focused, and kind humans to make a performance like this a reality. Will you join me in a round of applause for the District 13? The first tune we performed was written by Ohio-born composer Carl King, who is one of America's premier composers of the march format. Prestissimo is known as a gallop because of its intense speed. Our next piece, Unraveling, uses a repeated melodic line throughout the work and features some singing, and brass players are going to be buzzing on their mouthpieces. This work is intended to become progressively faster with a sense of increasing momentum and intensity. In a sense, the piece unravels in front of the listener. The title has a dual meaning, as the concept of a repeated melodic line that gradually grows in intensity owes a great deal to composer Maurice Ravel in his famous orchestral work, Bolero, hence Unraveling. Here is our interpretation of Unraveling. I like that one. Can you tell? Our next piece is entitled Adventura. I apologize, my Spanish is not the best, but that is Spanish for adventure. This piece was written by James Swearingen, who's an acclaimed composer of concert band music. Like Carl King, he is an Ohio-born composer, and his music is programmed and performed by bands all over the planet. You can go to Japan, go to China, everybody plays Jim Swearingen music. Adventura is written like the soundtrack of an 80s adventure movie. When I teach this piece, I always have the classic movie, The Goonies, if you're any fans out there, in my mind. Please enjoy Adventura. In these 9 hours, we covered a lot of ground in that short time together, but the most important discussion the students and I had was about why we do this. Why do we choose to make music? How does it connect to us? Music has the power to give meaning and expressions to emotions that are very difficult to convey in words alone. Our next piece, Lullaby, captures this idea perfectly. It is a lilting waltz with a bittersweet, almost melancholy feel, and to me, that's why I programmed this piece, it captures the specific emotion I felt when my first son was born. I know how I felt when I put him in his car seat leaving from the hospital. I was afraid he was gonna break. You know, and then when you have your second kid and they're eating sand in a sandbox, you don't worry about it. We've all been there, parents. But yeah, this piece, it has a very gentle, very vulnerable feeling, and it's full of love. This is Lullaby. We have had a wonderful time making music together this weekend, but an event like this does not happen in a vacuum. First, I want to recognize the band directors, the students, the band directors that their students homeschool. They are the ones doing the daily grind, teaching the fundamentals and discipline that allow a concert like this to actually happen. I also want to publicly thank the directors in District 13 who organized this massive event. There are numerous hours spent behind the scenes so hundreds of students can have experience in one of these 5 honor bands. It's an amazing operation to see. And most importantly, I want to thank you, the parents and the families here this afternoon. You have invested a lot of time in these students, private lessons, driving to rehearsal, gas money, and most importantly, patience. I want you to know that the return on the investment is sitting right here on the stage in front of you. This weekend, these students weren't just learning notes, they were learning how to listen, how to collaborate, and how to pursue excellence. And those are the skills that they're going to take into their classrooms, their careers, and most importantly, the rest of their life. Thank you for keeping music in their life. Our final number is going to sound a lot like a film score to a movie you haven't seen yet. Stephen Melillo writes music that is specifically designed to spark your imagination. He doesn't just write notes, he writes scenes. It is relentless, percussive, and incredibly cinematic. Please enjoy Flight of the True Fire Raiders.